Good afternoon, Ahria. Here's your machine, the Breville Barista Express BES870. This is the brushed stainless steel. As you saw in the photos, it's in very good condition on the outside. It is a used machine, so it does have some, scratches around the front, but nothing too major actually. And a small chip on the tamper, but yeah, that's about it. Very, very nice condition. And on the inside, it had zero issues. I just finished doing the service actually. No problems at all, and it's ticking like new now. In this video, I'm quickly going to do an espresso and just test every function for you, just to give you some peace of mind, I guess. So this is a single boiler machine, so it's actually one of the quicker ones. So if you turn it on, usually it takes about 1 minute to reach temperature. But I've kept it on for the past 5 minutes or so after I've done the service, so it's ready to go now. But usually after that 1 minute, you want to warm up the machine. So you can either warm it up by waiting, so you can leave it on for 20 minutes. Come back later, it will be nice and warm. Especially things like the water filter and your espresso shot or your espresso cup. You want those to be warm before making the coffee. Or if you're in a hurry, you can just run a blank shot. So this is the basket here and the water filter. No coffee in there. And get your cup underneath and just run some hot water. That's gonna warm things up quickly. And it also acts like a cleaning cycle, I guess, because it flushes the shower screen and the water filter. So it's a nice step to do, I would say. So you can do that once or twice. Depending on the size of your mug. You can also use the hot water tap to warm things up, or for getting clean hot water right away from the boiler. You can just use the hot water tap. It'll actually stop at 250 ml, so you can leave it on, and it'll give you pretty much a full cup of water, hot cup of water, I should say. Yeah, so after that's done, you want to take out the water filter and dry the basket. So I've got the double basket here. Your machine comes with all baskets, all four, 2 pressurized dual wall ones and two unpressurized single wall baskets. Pressurized ones are for either beginners that don't want to mess with the settings, and or for what do you call it, pre-ground coffee, as it says on the packet. Whereas the single wall ones you want to use with fresh beans, freshly ground. So for best results, I would stay with this one. It is a bit harder to use, but that's, I guess, the trade-off of good quality. So I'm going to use my scale to put coffee in here, to measure the amount going in. This is an 18 gram basket, so I'm going to try to get 18 grams of ground coffee in there. I'm going to leave the grind size at number 4. I think it's a good range at number 4, or it's in the right range, I guess. But the only way to know if it's the right grind size is to make a coffee on it. So I'm going to leave it at number 4. I think the texture is close enough. Amount, I'm going to keep it at 12 o'clock position. And this filter size, I'm going to keep it on single. Even though this is a double basket, I'm going to keep it on single and do it twice. So instead of doing the double just once, I'm going to do the single twice. I think that's more consistent and less messy for me. Let's see how much we got in the first go. We got 6 grams. Alright, so not close to the 9 grams that I should be getting. So I'm going to put this at 2 o'clock position. Hopefully we can get closer to 9 grams. If you click it once, it'll grind for a set amount of time. If you hold it, it'll grind for as long as you hold it. Eight and a half, we're very close. I think the grind size is a bit too fine, so we may get very high pressures, very slow flow, but that's fine. That's okay. It's 9 grams. Okay, after you get 9 grams, press it with the tamper, just slightly. That's my second dose. Let's see if it's close to 18 grams now. That's 16, so not quite. So we'll put it at 3 o'clock position. Hopefully it should be getting closer to, I guess, 8.5. We're getting there. 17 grams. Should be 17 and a half or 18, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, a bit more. 18 on the dot, perfect. So look, you don't have to be exact with the grind amount, but as close as you get, I would say. And you don't have to measure it every single time. You can leave it there, or like there, and try again next time and see how you go. Sorry, you can leave it there, and if you're using the same type of beans at the same grind size settings, you can probably leave it set and forget sort of thing. So 18 grams, I'm going to grab the tamper and properly tamper this time. Press nice and firm. And make sure that it is flat and it's not wonky to one side or the other. And you'll notice that because we have the correct dose, the tamper goes this deep. So this part is sort of a guide to how deep the tamper should go if you have the correct amount. So 18 grams, this is what it looks like, about 0.7 of a centimeter from the edge. And it's like a smooth surface, which is what you should be getting. If you have too much coffee, the tamper will stay up here and it won't go any deeper. That's too much coffee, I would say. And again, if it's on the other hand, if it's too deep into the basket, then that's too little coffee and you have to increase your dose. So that's why I recommend a scale, but you don't have to have a scale. I'm gonna lock it in, just in the middle there. I'm gonna empty my espresso shot glass. I'm going to use my scale to measure the output. For the output, you want to aim for a doubling of what you put in. So if you put in 18 grams, you want to get 36 grams out. That's what I'm going to aim for. And you want that to happen around 25 seconds. If it's only in 10 seconds that you get the shot, the 36 grams in 10 seconds, then that's too quick. You want to grind a bit finer, on a number or two finer, to slow it down. And if it happens in a whole minute, it takes a whole minute to get that 36 grams, then that's too much. That's too fine. It's too long for a shot. So it should be in that perfect balance. And also, just to add another level of complexity, the type of the bean will affect the speed of the coffee. So if the beans are, very cheap or very old, they'll probably go quicker, and you'll get lower pressure. If you are using fresh beans, then that's one less thing to worry about. Also, the buttons are programmable, so you can change the length. Hold the program button to reset to factory settings. But if you want it to program, you press program, press the button you want to program, it'll give you a coffee, then you stop it when you're happy with the amount, and it will remember it pretty much every time. Now, let's see what we get with the double. I'm going to time it as well. Keep an eye on the flow and the pressure. You want the pressure to be in the grey zone, and the flow you want it to be nice and smooth and symmetrical. Pressure is very nicely sitting at 12 o'clock at 1 o'clock position. We're getting a nice symmetrical flow. Maybe a touch too quick, that was 22 seconds. So not too bad. 22 seconds for a shot is very good. And we have a decent amount of crema. That was exactly 38 grams. So this is what 36 or 38 grams looks like, about half of this shot glass. Over time, if you don't have a scale or if you're just in a hurry, you can just memorize what it looks like. Try to eyeball it, I guess. Yeah, I think that's a good shot. If you add hot water to it in a larger cup, you can make an Americano. Add milk, steamed milk to make a latte, or more frothed milk to make a cappuccino. Yeah, that's how quickly make a coffee on the Barista Express. You want to clean it, of course, right after the coffee, so grab the portafilter and knock it off. So if you don't have a knock box, you can find them online for like $10 or $20, but very, very available, or very cheap as well. So you want to rinse as well after knocking off the coffee, so this is going to rinse both the portafilter and the shower screen. And it's a good habit to also, when you can, just grab a tissue and wipe the shower screen. There's always going to be a bit of coffee grounds left even after the flushing. So as you see, a bit of oil, coffee oils and coffee grounds. So it's good. It's a good habit to clean those off when you can. And do the cleaning cycles on time, do the descale cycle on time, and you're golden. I've already done those 2 cycles, so you don't have to. The machine is ready to go. So you pretty much receive the machine with these settings, make a coffee, and you're good to go. I'm just going to quickly test the steam for you. I'm not going to be steaming any milk, but yeah, the steamer works fine. So because this is a single boiler unit, you need to give it about 10 or 15 seconds for it to start producing steam. And also, if this is your first time making a coffee on a manual machine, you need to learn the technique of how to steam milk. Shouldn't be too hard, it just depends on the angle and the depth of the wand into the milk. Yep, that's all. So when you turn it off, you have about 5 seconds before it resets. So put your jug, turn it back on, steam the milk, turn it off. Make sure you purge after steaming the milk to get rid of any milk in the wand. Turn it off again, and then now it'll give you about 5 seconds, and then it'll cool down the boiler and purge. So that's the machine ready. That's the machine back into espresso mode. You see the button light up. It's ready to make another coffee. Always make sure to wipe the wand. You don't want the milk to stay in there. It's really hard to remove down the track. And yeah, that's the Barista Espresso. I'm sure you'll love it. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate. And I'll see you soon. Thanks.